Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 91 of my Into Let's Play. So I'm still here in my bee area. I've been tinkering a little bit after the episode ended with this. I basically added all the different types of bees that I actually don't want to be storing anymore. However, I did a slight change here. I changed the any bees to drones. Now, logically, when you think about it, because of the way I'm arranging all the automated bees process to first reinsert the princess into the apiary and only the excess drones to actually be sent into processing, even though that's in place for every apiary, still sometimes I actually did encounter it here. I suddenly noticed myself about to kill a princess. Sometimes for some reason a princess comes along. So I just change, minor change, only drones. So the princesses will be ignored for the squeezing process or the gene pool process, whatever you want to call it, and we'll go through to the indexer. Finally, now opening the indexer doesn't kill my game. The slide bar you can see is slightly larger. So I kept roughly 2 to 3 rows of every type of bee except for stony bees, because stony bees are extremely useful in the fact that I can just modify them to any type of species because I have so many of them. So it's just very convenient. And yeah, so now doesn't crash my game anymore and also isn't as laggy. So I'm also very close to actually, or I think actually, yeah, I'm finished creating the enough for the alveary, for my second alveary. However, there is something I'd like to do beforehand and something that I'm gonna get to this episode, or at least beginning of this episode. The first thing is I've taken out sand out of the recycling processes both here. There is no sand here, that's sandstone. And in my HV solar array recycling station, specifically because I need sand here. I noticed that I'm getting a problem where sand is being recycled too fast to not have any sand here, and I was starting to have a buildup of lead and ferrous and gold that wasn't being taken care of. Even though I have a full stack here, it still proved to be a problem. However, I'm gonna try and fix this episode. I'm gonna try and modify something that may let me start recycling sand again. So instead of simply throwing it away, I can actually use it. And since I'm running 2 recyclers on the same quarry with 11 overclockers each, the problem is that this one quarry, as you can see, can't keep up with the demand of the recyclers. So one of them always have to be compensated. Don't know which is the higher priority, but the thing is that this one, this mass fabricator is going to start requiring a lot of scrap. It's receiving, I think, already more energy than the one that I have on the overworld. This one is generating 512. I already have 4 medium voltages here and 4 more low voltages. So that's roughly 750 EU per tick, 770 or something. If I'm not mistaken, that's as much or higher, or very close to, maybe slightly less, but very close to the numbers that I have in my overworld. But keep in mind, this number is only going to grow, so it will be a very good idea to start making sure that if I can get scrap here, there is no reason not to. It makes, instead of generating 1 EU matter over, I think, 100,000 EU or 1 million EU, basically divided by 7. You only need the seventh of the amount when you use scrap the entire process. So this is what I'm going to get to. So what I'm going to do this with is something that I've already used before, which is the igneous extruder, which generates cobblestone pretty much freely. Doesn't need energy, doesn't just need 1 stack, 1 bucket of lava, 1 bucket of water, and that's it. It's going to stay there infinitely. However, I'm going to go for large scale. And large scale, I mean really large scale. So let me get everything that I need to get this. Okay, so I already have 26 relays. That will be enough, at least now. If I'm gonna need to go even larger, I'm gonna do that, but for the time being, those will do. And let's look the recipe. Because I'm gonna go for a stack. I'm gonna go for a stack of igneous extruders. So that's 64 igneous extruders. So that's 64 pistons, 64 machine frames, 64 pneumatic servos, glass, and tin. Let's start. Do I have enough glass? Yep, I do. Pneumatic servos. Okay, I'm feeling I'm gonna need some more glass, so better just start smelting it. Every time I need glass, I just dump it in here. this electric furnace is quite very close to being completely unused, so... Well, now noticing that I do have a lot of glass, so probably it's unnecessary, but yeah. Okay, so a stack of those pneumatic servos. So, a stack of those. A stack of machine frames. Yeah, I'm going to need sand. I'm going to need the glass. Good thing I made that. Iron. 4, and let's take a stack out. So a stack of those machine frames. The rest of the glass will be coming momentarily, and just a stack of pistons. Don't think I have a stack. Let's just make some. So iron, redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4, and some sort of wood. Should have some wood here. Oops. So there we go. So stack of those, just a tiny bit of glass and some tin. And I got my stack of igneous extruders. Great. Okay, now I'm gonna need 64 units of lava and 64 units of water. So I'm gonna use cells because they're very easy and exposable. I think I can simply right click this, yeah, and it generates the lava cell. Now this ender storage unit will take some time to regenerate. In the meantime, I can just dump this in here. 64 cells, there we go, start filling up. I may want to start considering making some sort of buffer for the lava, to have the lava available elsewhere. Because just for situations like this, when I need lava at the moment, I need lava on demand, and I need 64 buckets of lava on demand, waiting for this, which I just took 13 cells out. I assume it can hold up to 16 or something, because it's a nice number. Yeah. So probably we'll need to look into this at some point, but for the time being, I can start setting up the rest of it. So while waiting, can make myself useful. So let's see. This is gonna be having a ton of igneous extruders. Now I'm considering on how do I want to make this look. Probably since this one timer operates 3 of those filters, that's extremely convenient, so I'm gonna keep it like this, which means the igneous extruders will be slightly ugly, but they're gonna be functional. That's the important part. Now I'm not gonna use any tubes here. Tubes cause bounce back and tubes cause lag. I'm only going to use relays, which only have their internal inventories as buffers, and they pretty much produce no lag, at least as far as I know. There are a lot more cases where tubes cause lag than there are cases with relays. So let's have it look something like this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Let's have it look like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. And just have the igneous extruder, all of them facing in the same direction, so I can easily change all of their configurations very easily. So all of them will be facing over there. Okay, so that's 16, next 16, and so on. Okay, so I got all 64 of them set up on 16 relays. Now, since all of them are looking in the same direction, it will be easy to set up. Right off the bat, I can see that all of their bottom slots are already facing the bottom area, at least on the top line. So all of the top line is already taken care of. The right line will need to be changed. So every one of those need to be changed, so the left slot will be outputting into the relays. Now if you don't understand what I'm doing, I basically created this line of relays, all of them eventually facing into each other, but eventually all of them are facing to one point, which is eventually the recycler itself. So I'm doing this mainly to simply start making this recycler self-sufficient. Eventually I'm probably going to need even more than one recycler. This is also will be taken care of in the future when I get to that point. Some might say that I may even want to consider a self-expanding automatic system for this stuff. However, that will be probably a little bit more complicated because you're also going to supply it with lava and water. But you know what, that's something interesting that I may want to look at in the future, which is actually, now that I'm kind of talking about it in a kind of not a very serious manner, it actually sounds interesting. Oh, I'm actually configuring it wrong. I need to configure the right slot, not the left slot, because this is the left line. So again, all of those will be sending their output, which is cobblestone, into the right. Quickly gonna finish this, and then we're just going to apply some water and some lava into every one of those igneous extruders, and it should be working no problem. Just need to actually get the lava and the water. Let's see if this thing got a full buffer again. Nope, it doesn't. Where is the lava going that it doesn't actually get filled up here? Is there something wrong here? All of those are doing... Oh wait, they don't. Why wasn't it working? It only started working when I got here. I don't like when those things start to happen, because it shouldn't behave like this. This wasn't full, I guess. Yep, it wasn't full. This should have started working, yet it didn't. This chunk loader isn't doing its job properly. It's not force loading this properly. Let's try to extend it the size. Go for a radius of 3, maybe that will fix the problem. But I don't like the fact that it's just happened. Okay, so I'm going to need to make do with whatever lava that I have right now, which only 13 cells. Very far from being enough. No, I'm just gonna wait a little bit until this ender tank starts to get filled up again. Or better yet, just go to the nether quickly and fix it manually. Go to lava pump number 2 and get whatever I need from here. Yeah, lava pump number 2 definitely did some damage here. Alright, so where are my empty cans? None of those is a source block. You can clearly see that, but those are source blocks. So I can start filling it up again. Good thing that the nether is here and I have some accessible lava. I'm still really would like to get that liquid lava page for Mystcraft. That's something actually really would like to get done. Will make my life so much easier, especially in that lava aspect. I think it'll also be quite a funny and scary thing to see a giant ocean of lava, nowhere to escape, nowhere to run. Okay, so I got what I needed. Without waiting. And without using this precious lava that will build up here again, hopefully. You can see also this reactor shut down. It stopped working because it has no more room to go. And it has no more room to go because this is basically barely using any energy, basically barely doing anything. It will start operating again in a second, I guess. But you see it stopped working because this recycler is basically barely wasting any energy. Not exactly sure how it's not resuming operation again. It should, or I guess I'm getting so much energy from other sources it's not required. Let's give it a quick look. This should be full. It's not full. This is also not full, but it's emitting redstone signal. What? emit if partially full, emit if empty, do not output energy, do not emit if full. I just had a couple of weird issues in my game. For some reason this MFSU thought it was full, but it wasn't, so it stopped working. I don't know. Coupled with the fact that my nether aquarium also stopped working for no reason. Yeah, funny things are happening in my Let's Play world. Alright, so let's apply those 64 cells, and I'm going to need to be careful because I got exactly 64, and I don't want to reapply for an already existing one. So exactly one lava per igneous extruder will give me what I need. And one lava and one water, of course. Okay, just applying the last water cell. Let's see how this is doing. This currently have a lot of cobblestone, yeah. Definitely seems to be doing probably even more than enough. Let's try removing this filter altogether. Will this cause problems? It might. Okay, let's just give it something that does make sense. So running on the extruders alone, yeah, for the time being there seems to be no problem whatsoever. This is definitely doing what it should be doing, so there is no problem. I can probably, yeah, I can take off that filter and not extract from my mining chest anymore. Just the overworld one will still do that, but this one is unnecessary. I may actually even change that to have a whole different network eventually for just this cobblestone and extract from there, but for the time being I'm going to keep it like this. It's a nice thing to have this dumping of all the excess materials that I create, except for, you know, apart from the void piping. Void piping is kind of artificial and, I don't know, more like a backdoor solution than an actual solution I'd like to keep with. Alright, so now I should have a steady stream of scrap. The more energy this mass fabricator starts to get over time, the more scrap it's gonna be consuming. So eventually I will need more recyclers, but yeah, for now it's doing just fine. This one keeps seems kind of stable. Well, it did start with nothing and went up to 20. It's not fluctuating between 0 and 1. So I guess it's more about chance here on how lucky I am. By the way, somebody told me that 10 is the maximum number of overclockers. Going beyond 10 is kind of pointless. Let's try going with 10 then. I think it just consumes more energy or not doing anything at all. Let's just try and go with 10. Okay, now it's fluctuating between 1 and 0. And again, by the way, unlike my overworld mass fabricator, this one will not stop when it has no scrap. It will simply keep going because the energy here is free. I'm not saving it for anything. The energy here is free and there are no buffers. The solar panels go directly into the mass fabricator. There is no buffers in between, no batteries, no nothing. And yeah, if it's not being used, it's simply being wasted. Okay, so this problem is theoretically taken care of. Let's take a look here. Yeah, now this has a nice buffer of excess materials that I've been mining, so that's a nice thing to finally see. And this is working again. I don't like the fact that it stopped working previously, but there's not much I can do about it because I don't know why it happened. So yeah. Okay, let me quickly rearrange my inventory and also take the overclocker from here. And get started with bees finally. Okay, so actually right before starting with bees I'd like to do something else. Off screen I've extracted them, not the modest one, where was it? I extracted the sinister species. I got myself 8 of those drones and extracted the sinister species out of them. And actually started charging and purifying all the different ones that I had. Doing that meanwhile, because I'm having such a large buildup of the liquid DNA, both liquid DNA and energy. Most of my red power engines here stopped working because they had nothing to do with their energy. So yeah, I started doing that. But also while doing that, you can see I've gotten myself, except for the fact that some of those serums are quite pointless, or at least I don't know what to do with them. For example, an aggressive effect serum. Sinister bees has that, same as the ender bees. They sting you and damage you. That might be useful in some circumstances, but I don't know why I need it for. So both this and the fact that I got some, I think I got a normal fertility here, but I also already got the normal fertility one. So some duplicates, another pollination, got it twice again. I actually don't know how much I needed. No humidity tolerance is kind of pointless, kind of bad. Every bee has a minimum of no humidity tolerance. And a normal lifespan, I guess that's fine. So my point is, I'm getting all those kind of useless serms. So I would like to try and use that extra space that I have here and build, or I think I may have already have one built. May have made it at some point. Let's see. Yeah, I have a powered furnace, so got my powered furnace. I'm going to need one redstone energy conduit. I think there shouldn't be any problem with the power network with this placement, so it should be fine. Placing it right over here shouldn't make any problems in theory, so let's assume that's indeed the case. Let's place it facing down this way, so let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna need the right slot to be feeding back right into the isolator itself. I hope it will work, it might not. So there we go, exactly the output slot fitting into the right. Let's see if that actually works. So right now I have 8 empty serum vials. Placing one that I don't want, gets it cooked, gets it smelted back in the normal version, and places it here. There we go. So we're very nearby, very close, and convenient solution. Every time that I get something I don't want, simply dump it back here. It will use all that excess energy. Can probably place this here instead, will be nicer. And all the excess serums simply get placed here. All the useless ones get cooked again and replaced there. And also off screen, I've been dumping a ton of those bees in that small network here. If you downloaded my world, you may have just entered and saw that this network was completely full. It's taking its time. I was considering adding a second gene pool, but for the time being, I'm gonna remain with just one. Alright, so I'm gonna wait until this sinister species cooks up fully, and we can hopefully get started some good stuff. And by the way, I decided every time I finish with something, any type of species or any type of serum that I'd like to keep, just fully charge it and fully purify it. Because I just can, I have the energy and I have the liquid DNA. Okay, so also while this is cooking, I can also start and get myself the second alveary completed. So I got all the setting paneling here. I did remember that I have a spare alveary, so I did make 27, only made 26 of those. And I got the ton of the impregnated casings, so I can make 26 additional alvearies, so this is done. And also right off the bat I'm gonna make that alveary light block. So I need 5 more glowstone and golden electron tubes. I think I ran out of those. Actually, it will be a good time. Yeah, I did. So should be replacing my thermionic fabricator, get some glowstone, get some gold, and get that silly business going. Probably gonna need some glass. That's how you make it, right? Yeah, gold, redstone. I'm gonna need some glass in here. Should just dump some sand here. Sand's good. And while this is cooking, let's not go for a very high amount. Let's go for 2 stacks of those. So these golden ingots will be enough. And while this is cooking, actually I'm thinking where should I actually place it. Probably just gonna go for something around here. Yeah, let's go for this section. Looks good enough. So start placing it like this. It's going to be very close to the energy network, so if you ever want to try and apply those special blocks that actually require energy, it's already very close by and available. Okay, so I'm going to leave one of those unused, so it's where I'm going to place my light block. Hopefully this is done already. Yep, and I'm going to need some glowstone. Probably, yeah, ran out. Let me get some more glowstone. Okay, so I got the stack and a bit of glowstone. I got this. Can finally get my alveary lighting block and some of those wooden panels. I need 9. And can get rid of every other excess inventory thingy. and can complete this alveary. Place it here and cover it up with wood panels. And as I previously stated, I'm gonna simply place here the other strain. So if I have industrious bees here, I'm gonna have imperials here. So this will be those 2 alvearies can start producing the required materials for more alvearies in the future, when and if I need them. So again, industrious here, imperial will be here. Forgot where I've placed those. Okay. So those will go here. Let's quickly automate this, and yeah. Okay, so since I gonna now have 2 alvearies creating the necessary products for more alvearies in the future, I'm gonna try and transition out of alvearies. So let's move the charmed queen that I have here into the one that I've just emptied out, and simply just take this off completely. So slowly over time I'm gonna try and get rid of all those apiaries. They do take less time, but they're very not as efficient, really. If you don't place any frames in them, they're not really worth it. So I'm gonna go for roughly the same looking design. Gonna build 2 blocks down, redstone torch, redstone engine. This will be wooden, but I'm gonna wait with it. Apiarist pipe right here. This can be replaced with golden one. So this will be an iron pipe. And this will also be a golden pipe. Everything will be going over this direction. And let's modify it. Any bees go to the red, and anything goes to the yellow. And this should be pretty much ready. They should have light, they should have everything that I need, and we can start creating more bees. Okay, so right nearing the ending of the episode, I'm gonna finally start working towards the Stark bee again. It's kind of funny that so far I barely touched it, when I actually really planned to do most of the episode about it. But what can you do? Sometimes you get sidetracked, and this is the result. Alright, so I got my Sinister Bee. The next step towards the Stark Bee is eventually getting the Demonic Bee, which is part of the Nether strain, and the part way there is going from Sinister to Fiendish. So I got my Sinister Species Serum, so I can finally start using Sinister Bees without being worrying of running out of them or something. So I'm simply gonna use my Sinister Princess, 2 Sinister Princesses. In order to get into Fiendish, you can either combine them with Cultivated, Modest, or Tropical. So I'm gonna try and go for Cultivated because it's kind of easy for me. I'm gonna try to find a Purebred Cultivated. I don't know which one of those is, if at all. Let's have a quick look. Let's quickly penalize them. So this one is Purebred. It's also a fast speed and shortest lifespan. This is pretty good bee. This is also pretty good. This is also fine. And all those bees are pretty good, actually. All of those are fine. And effect freezing. What does that mean? Do all of them have that? Okay, I'll try to go without the effect freezing. Sounds too interesting to be useful. Those are aggressive, so I'm going to keep that in mind. However, they need the nether flowers, so there is no problem. They don't need, by accident, any stone flowers as a remnant of being stone princesses in the past. So I can get rid of those. I'm gonna just need 2 of those, so I can get rid of those as well. And I should have everything that I need. I don't need a serum on me. Can store it for the time being. I'm gonna keep just, one of each is at a perfect state, fully charged, at excellent quality. Alright, let's go the quick way to my Ender Bees area. Now, also need to remember that those bees sting, so just like the Ender Bees. So I think I can create a suit that can keep me protected, but yeah, just the moment I place them, just making sure that they're doing fine. They're gonna start stinging me in a second. It's gonna do a lot of damage. But just making sure, yeah, if they're stinging me, usually it's fine. No errors. Can you move away from here? It's funny that out of everything in the game, I can jump into lava, I can find the Ender Dragon, I can fight the Wither, I can fight anything, but the only thing that surpasses the Gravisuit is bees. I find this funny. I don't know why. So this is fine, this is fine. Eventually I'll be able to allow myself to create more apiaries, obviously. But this is pretty good. Let's see what else can I do towards the Stark Bee at the moment. Okay, so getting very close to the Stark Bee. One of the actual type of bees that's going to be a direct result of the Stark Bees is the Supernatural Bee. I haven't found it yet, but it's a direct mutation from Charmed and Enchanted. Now, Charmed and Enchanted I have both of. Let's try to extract their species serum. I only managed to get enchanted drones from here. It's some accidents, but no princess, so directly pure breeding them is kind of impossible for me, but I may not need that. Can I get rid of those flowers already, please? It's starting to get annoying. So this is what I like about having the tier 3 machines. I actually don't need a princess to get the strain out. Usually without it you're gonna need to get a princess and make a pure breed out of a bee to keep continuing making those bees. But when you have the tier 3 machines you don't need that, so that's kind of awesome. Let's see what the isolator can do, and meanwhile I can get over the night. Okay, so I got again the no temperature tolerance serum. It's really not so interesting. I'm gonna directly cook it and get my serum vial back. It's gonna be a very convenient setup like this because nocturnal serum, that's actually interesting. I want to keep that. Zombies, it's useful for zombies. Let's start charging it up right away. Because I have such a large build-up again, the moment I need something or I see something interesting, I just do it and not saving it. Those three things I'm just going to keep for the time being. Okay, now both temperature and humidity tolerance. Oh, sorry, both one means it's in temperature, it means it can be either one level hotter or one level colder. It's not both humidity temperature, it's only temperature, but both one colder or one hotter. Okay, duplicate again of nocturnal, not interesting. Let's try being smart about it. Are those bees even purebred? This one is, this one isn't, this one isn't, this one isn't, this one isn't, this one isn't. Now you can still extract it even if it's not purebred, but it's kind of a lower chance, obviously. So let's try going like this. Now both one temperature tolerance, that's kind of okay, but I did manage to get one of my bees, I think it was a Valiant Queen, to be completely tolerant towards something. Okay, I got temperature and humidity both too, that's actually quite not bad. But didn't I get it to like 5 or something, or was it... oh, I guess not. But you can do that, you can get one bee to be tolerant towards pretty much everything, humidity and everything, extract that and then apply it to whatever you want. Default territory serum, no clue what that does, but let's just keep it. Cook this one. Normal lifespan, normal fertility. Normal lifespan is kind of boring. Let's keep it. Come on, I want to get normal productivity. And I lost my purebred. Yeah, you can sometimes use your bees in the isolator. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you can. I really want to try and get the serum, the species serum for the enchanted before ending the episode. Really would like to try to get that. Normal productivity again, can cook the duplicate. Also, let's have a quick checkup on my batteries here. This one is being emptied out. This one is obviously full. This one is also obviously full. This one is doing quite okay, and this one is being emptied out. Yeah. If there is two machines running at the same time, my engines at the moment don't seem to be able to keep up. I am pretty sure also if only one of those runs at the same time, it doesn't make it. You can also see I'm starting to run out of the extra charge here. but for now seems to be doing more than fine. Those red power engines. They're simply the cheapest and most efficient type of energy that I can create. Using anything else like lava or biogas or biofuel simply not worth the trouble because it's finite. Using solar panels is infinite, but using any type of fuel isn't. You're going to stop. Going to continue keep getting it. So I'm gonna keep working. All right, I'm gonna continue keep pummeling here until forever, but it doesn't seem like I'm able to actually isolate the enchanted species strain. So if this one isn't it, yeah. Okay, so hopefully it's gonna be working off screen and getting it. And until then, thank you guys for watching, and as always, see you guys next time. If you're still here and you wanna laugh out of Enchanted Valiant, I got a Valiant species, of course.